iCloud. Okay, great. So I would like to begin with doing a little lachi, which is really, it's basically the practice which seems so simple and yet is so profound. And what you're doing in lachi, you're doing in every single practice that we're going to be doing today, including the new practice that I'm going to be teaching you. If those of you who are joining us today haven't been on the morning classes, I've been teaching it for the last couple of weeks and will be continuing to do so. So let's begin with lachi. And if anybody doesn't know what lachi looks like, you bring your hands up just in front of your navel. And your hands are close together. Your fingers are close together. And you want to feel into the center of your palms. These are your human gates, which are connected to your heart. So just see if you can feel that connection. Just imagine that connection. Just sense it. And don't worry if nothing comes at first. But put your attention in the center of your palms. You might feel a little warmth or tingling. These are the gates that lead to the heart. And when you open your hands out, you're actually opening from your elbows. Your elbows are moving out. Just a couple of inches. And then the hands begin to come together again. The fingers don't touch, but they get close. And then moving the elbows out. And then back in. And if you can, close your eyes now, because that's the movement. We don't do anything else. It's very simple. But now, what are we doing with our minds? That's always the big question in Qigong. Where is our mind? So you want to feel at first the center of your palms. So you're really connecting your heart with the practice. Connecting with your intention. And we can just have the very simple intention of opening our energy bodies. Opening our physical body into our energy body, and then opening our energy bodies out. As we move the elbows out a couple of inches, our minds jump to the horizon. Just let your mind go straight to the horizon and beyond. And then coming back and imagining a ball of energy between your hands. You can almost feel it against your palms and fingers. Just a subtle sensation holding this ball of energy. And then opening out, and your mind expands to the horizon and beyond. And the beyond can be anything that symbolizes the beyond for you. So it could be just white space, it could be light. It's this vast field called chi field, quantum field, the infinite, God, love, creator, creation, universe. All these names point to the same thing, which is unnameable. And then bringing your hands back and getting very focused on the ball of energy between your hands. Opening out, mind expands. gathering back the light of the universe, the love, bringing it back into your ball, imagining your ball becoming lighter, brighter, and opening, expanding mind into the infinite, and gathering back into your ball, opening, Kai, gathering, holding the ball, concentrating, holding this ball of chi, the powerful energy, the creative energy of the universe, raw chi in your hands. And just notice, put your attention into the center of your abdomen. Can you feel this ball of chi in the center of your belly? And if not, not to worry. You might try visualizing it, this ball of light. You can be very playful, imagine it pulsating in the center of the belly, your dantian. This is your energy center of your physical body and the energy center of your energy body. And as we do this practice, we're strengthening the dantian, gathering an abundance of this powerful creative energy, which has the quality, the capacity of transforming all the old patterns, the unhealthy patterns, the old conditioning from the past. Just feeling now the power in your center. Feeling the support of our chi family, our chi community, as we all focus into our belly. We're amping up the power for each other, amping up the effectiveness of this healing information. Holding the ball in your hands, imagining it, and now very slowly, mindfully, bringing your hands and the ball towards your navel. Your hands go over your navel, right hand first for women and left for men. Imagining that ball going right inside into the middle of your dantian. The middle, now a ball of energy. And feel that infinite energy we just brought in from the horizon. This pure chi inside now, awakening the potential that's always there inside us. It's as though it's unveiling it as it dissolves the old patterns that no longer support the well-being. And awakening this new healthy story that we're creating together. Moving past the past. Releasing the holding on to any old story of the little me that doesn't support optimal health and deep inner joy. We are joy. That's what we are. We are the energy of happiness. It simply gets veiled by the stories we tell ourselves. And if we keep telling ourselves the same story, it becomes a belief. And it becomes our body. It gets unconsciously solidified into our bodies and expresses as disease. So with Qigong, we're not dealing with the symptoms. They will change as we do our practice. But we are going to the very source of what caused the disharmony in the first place. You can allow your hands to fall in your lap, but keep your eyes closed so we can continue without the distraction of sight, which helps to create this illusion of separation. Helps us to move into a Qigong state where we feel the lack of separation. We feel ourselves opening up beyond the physical body, feeling ourselves as sensation, as energy. So I know many of you are dealing with big stuff. Whether it's a diagnosis or the ending of a relationship, or perhaps I think of all the people who've lost their homes in fires in the last couple of years in California, losing a job, whatever the big challenge in your life is. We can really use these challenges as opportunities to go deeper into this practice of healing the past, because our reactions to those challenges, if a great wave of fear comes up, that originated from the past programming. And you really can't take responsibility for it. It's unconscious. And much of what we're programmed with, the patterns we're programmed with, don't even come from our own experiences. They're passed down to us by our parents, our grandparents, maybe way back in our lineage. Perhaps this pattern has been passed down for generations. And rather than be overwhelmed by that thought, you might consider what an incredible chance you have to transform that old pattern, which your ancestors didn't know what to do with. But you now have come in contact with a technology that does know what to do. So hopefully, you, like me, will be inspired. I picked a couple of angel cards this morning for our class today, and one of them was inspiration. So I'm hoping that you'll feel more and more as we continue to build this community and to go deeper into this practice together. You'll see it'll come to you more and more strongly that we have an incredible opportunity here to heal ourselves together, to help each other to heal. Not only for us personally, but for everyone in your family. And I don't mean just your blood family, all those you're in contact with. And truly, way beyond that, we're affecting the field for all of humanity. People talk about transmission as though it's something very special that you can get from a grand master. But the truth is, we're transmitting to each other all the time. So now we can become conscious of that. What do you want to transmit to your own cells? What message do you want to give your cells in your body? What message do you want to send out to everybody you love? What information are you putting into the field? These are really important questions to ask yourself as you're dealing with the challenges in your life. If you find yourself going down the path of the old story, of the poor little me, that victim think that so many of us get locked into, believe me, I know what I'm talking about. When you find yourself doing that, just pause. Just stop for a minute. Is this what you want to create? Is this pattern of energy what you want to create in your cells, in the cells of your family and friends? Is this the information you want to put in the field? Okay, so you now decided you don't want to do that, I'm assuming. So what do you want to do? Well, the technology of Qigong, which is fully supported by science, the person I've most studied with is Joe Dispenza, Dr. Joe Dispenza, who has a very scientific attitude to this work, does lots of research. We go to his workshops and retreats, and he sticks electrodes on our heads and measures whether we're in beta or theta or alpha or gamma brain waves. And just, it's so confirming to see what changes we're making as we open up out of this illusion of separation that the senses give us and see the reality, or perceive the reality, I should say, because we're really perceiving beyond the five senses. So we're talking about the story that we do want to create. And we have to do this work, this creative work, in a Qigong state, which hopefully, which I'm pretty sure we're all feeling right now. Just from doing that simple, short session of Lachi, of opening beyond the five senses, beyond time, space, into the vastness, the emptiness, the presence of pure consciousness, aware of being aware. And then gathering, that unnameable, the light, the creative light of Source, of the great mystery, gathering that energy, information back. And feeling it inside, feeling the infinite awakening inside us. Feeling the lack of separation as the idea, the appearance of the body is no longer primary. Our thoughts quieten down. We feel as though we're nobody, no one, in no time, nowhere. And it's in this state that we have access to all the possibilities of the universe. So we want to imagine I want to visualize ourselves as we wish to be. And underneath all the intentions, if you go deeper and deeper into whatever your intention is, maybe you've got a broken heart. You wish to attract another relationship or another job, or you want to heal the disease. My question would be, why? Why do you want to heal? Why do you want another relationship, a new job? And I think you'll find the answer is always something like, I want to be happy. I want to be loved. I want to love. The irony is, that's what you are. What we seek, we already are. But it's got veiled. So when you are coming up with your visualization of how you want to be, I suggest you imagine you're looking into a mirror and you see yourself as radiance. And you can have an outline, but you can see through yourself. You're translucent. There's a light inside you. This is your potential. And it's fully revealed in your visualization as light. This is your potential to be what you are, which is joy and love and peace. It's not the emotion of joy or love or peace. It's this wide openness that's experienced as these qualities. Your beingness is love, is this wide openness with no sense of otherness. Everything is you. Everything is pure consciousness, which is what you are, what we all are. And it's one consciousness. That consciousness filters itself, so to speak. The finite mind filters itself. I'm sorry, the infinite mind filters itself into the finite mind. The finite mind creates these concepts of time and space. But this finite self is not truly an entity, a separate self. It's made of consciousness. It's known by consciousness. That is our true nature. We are manifestations of consciousness. And our minds can connect, our finite minds can connect as we are with the infinite mind. And when we're connected, forgetting about the little me, immersed in the field, we can co-create with the universe. It's one way of putting it. What it is we want to bring into reality. So imagining yourself as this magnificent being of light, allowing that pure consciousness to shine through you, aware that you are aware of all the objects of awareness, but not lost in that content. So you're aware of your thoughts and your feelings and sensations and perceptions. You become more conscious of being the screen rather than the movie. This awareness moves from the background to the foreground as you concentrate on the screen. The movie continues to play, but you're not lost in it. You're not so sucked in. So this radiant image of yourself, keep coming back to it. It's almost like you can feel the well-being vibrating in this radiant being. This being is vitally healthy, what we would call vitally healthy, because all the old conditioning has dissolved. And we're seeing into, beyond the old conditioning, the unconditioned. We're seeing the source shining through this form. See if your body, see if you can feel inside and see if your neurons, your mirror neurons, these are cells which correspond to that which we look at. See if you can feel that you're creating the energy, this vital aliveness, this radiant joy. Is it being activated inside you? Is there a deep sense of peace? What Dr. Joe has discovered is it's very important to create a feeling that's elevated, that is greater than the feelings that you've been having when you think about the challenges in your life. So as you visualize yourself as this magnificent being of light, begin to feel what it feels like to be this being now. And feel into your heart. Feel into this radiant being's heart, the light pouring through the heart. The heart is the portal. Feeling the open, spacious heart, so grateful to know yourself as this light. Gratitude immediately elevates your energy field, your emotions. And since we're usually grateful for something that's already happened, been given to us, get a sense of how this magnificent being that's being activated, their potential activated in you. This future self is coming into the present, into the now. You're feeling this now. You are awakening this now. If you feel a little excitement at that thought, allow yourself to. Rumi has a beautiful little piece from one of his poems. A pearl in the shell does not touch the ocean. Be a pearl without the shell. It came to me that the work we're doing today is about releasing resistance. Because this magnificent being is already awake in you. Very much so right now, but always there. What we need to do is let go of the resistance, the holding on to the old stories. And we do it by practicing, by continually coming back into a Qigong state. You're literally shifting into a whole new paradigm every time you do that. Shifting from the Newtonian self, where everything's based on matter, to the quantum self, where everything is recognized as energy. So I've been teaching in the early morning classes a new practice that came together a few weeks ago. And it's based, of course, on wisdom healing Qigong. the squats that I'm sure you've been doing, and if not, I'm going to be teaching it, so don't worry. So it's based on the squats, and we're adding visualization and breath. And the breath work I got from Dr. Joe. It's been proved incredibly effective the way he's doing it. But the squat seems to add another dimension to that work. And I want to acknowledge that I also have been doing classes with a teacher in China very early in the morning at 5 a.m. And I got some of it. It feels like some of this is coming from the work I've been doing with him too. So it comes from a number of different places. And what the practice is doing, it is acknowledging that shock and trauma and fear create patterns in our energy field, and get lodged in the physical body. And those are the patterns that develop eventually into dis-ease, whether it's chronic depression, emotional upsets, or a physical illness. So we want to go to the very core. And this really follows what I've learned through Qigong, which is we are reversing this old pattern of constantly looking outside ourselves for the answers, looking for the new drug and I'm not suggesting, by the way, that you don't use allopathic medicine or complementary medicine as you are healing from any illness. This is simply another way of healing, which I do believe will be a primary way in the future, because we are going to the source. With allopathic medicine and complementary medicine, it's matter affecting matter, which of course can happen. You take some herbs and they're very helpful to the physical body. But you're in time and space when you're in the Newtonian paradigm, and it will take time. Whereas with the quantum, with Qigong, when we're working with energy, things are happening and changing instantly. The important thing to remember is that you can indeed change things instantly, but if you go back to the same old pattern of thinking, guess what? That information is going to reprogram your body back into that old programming, into the programming of the disease. So the answer is to do repetition, to keep repeating. That's why we practice every day, because eventually something really shifts. And sometimes it doesn't take very long at all. There's no telling. So with this practice, we are going to pull those old solidified beliefs about ourselves, which are unconsciously held for the most part, and patterns that have been handed down by our ancestors. All of this that got lodged in the body, we are going to draw it out of the body. It's as though you're bringing it out of the unconscious, because the body is the unconscious mind. And we're going to bring it up with our breath and visualization, up through the body. And as it begins to move, as these old patterns that were stuck before, contracted energy, as it begins to move, of course, it just becomes pure chi. There's no such thing as bad chi and good chi, bad energy and good energy. It's actually neutral, but it gets programmed into a way where it's dysfunctional in terms of health. And as you release it from that pattern, that holding on lets go, then it becomes this totally pure chi. And as you draw it up through the body, it can go into your head. And of course it will if you guide it into your head with your mind. This is all about what you're doing with your mind. Where the mind goes, the chi follows. So you bring it into your head and let it nourish all your brain cells. Now in the center of your head, you have the Senji Palace. And this amazing portal connects you, like the heart, with the whole universe. So you bring the energy into your brain, nourish all your brain cells, and then center in the middle of the head. And there's a sense when you put your mind in the center of your head, you want to have the knowingness, which you now know, is that this center is connected with everything in the universe. So when you have that thought or when you put your mind there, you know that there's an expansion from that place throughout the whole universe. So you're pulling the energy out of the abdomen, the belly area. This is the area where the energy gets locked down. Pulling it out of the kidney system where all the fear, shock, and trauma gets particularly concentrated. You're gathering it up by bringing your mind up through your body into your brain. The energy is now flowing freely throughout all the cells in your brain, nourishing your brain. You go to the center of your brain and boom, you expand to all that is. And you know yourself as this vast, spacious openness. Radical openness. You feel that complete lack of separation, that unity in the field, the unified field. So we're going to begin by doing some squats together. And then I'm going to guide you through the visualization. And then I'm going to talk about the breath. And then we put the whole lot together. And that is the new practice that we've been doing. And I've been getting feedback from you. Thank you so much for those of you who've let me know what's going on. And it sounds like it's really helping you and shifting things and feels very good, just as it does to me. So this is wonderful confirmation when I hear from you. And if you have other ideas or other thoughts about it and things are uncomfortable, whatever, I really want to hear the feedback. So hopefully some of you will write after this class. So I'm going to now take you through the whole thing. So let's stand. And by the way, if any of you are really feeling very depleted for whatever reason this morning, you don't need to do this physically. I've also been doing this in bed, lying down. And you just do the visualization and you will be doing the squeezing of muscles. You'll be doing that as well. And you don't do the movement, of course. You're not squatting down. But you'll get a huge benefit from just doing it lying down. So if that's where you are today, don't worry. It's absolutely fine. So I'm going to move the computer screen so you can see what I do in the squat. I think most of you are familiar with squats, but just in case there's someone new, I want to make sure you get to see this. So if you follow my directions, you'll be able to do this even with your eyes closed. But for those of you who want to have a visual, I'll just keep the screen like this for the moment. We're going to concentrate just on the squats at this point. So we come into our Qigong posture. And our Qigong posture is the same posture for every practice we do. You have your feet together as much as you can. Now, if for some reason that feels unbalanced for you, not to worry. Separate your feet out, and you might try bringing them closer and closer together as you practice. Feel your feet very flat on the floor so that the gates and the bottoms of your feet, they're called the earth gates because they connect with the earth. And you want to have those wide open. And if you spread your toes out, kind of stretch your toes out and push down from the centers of your feet, you can really get a sense of those gates opening energetically. And you might begin to feel a little tingling or warmth in the bottoms of your feet. That's the energy. And then you want to take your mind down into the earth, into all the layers of the earth, down to the center of the earth. And then bring that energy up through the soles of the feet, up through the legs, the tailbone tucking under a little as you come up, the spine, and stretching open the spine as you imagine this energy opening up the spine, tucking the chin, opening up the neck to allow the energy to come through into your brain, and going up to the crown of the head, and feel the crown lifting, the heavenly gate right in front of the crown of the head opening, and then just feeling your whole body. This is the Qigong posture. And then you relax into the posture. So you've kind of opened up and stretched your spine, and now you want to relax into that. So there's no holding in your shoulders or your belly. Everything's nice and relaxed and aligned. So for squats, we put our weight on our heels. And if you haven't done them before, just make sure that your knees don't come in front of your toes. Much better to be behind your toes. And if you keep the weight on your heels, that will naturally happen. So we're going to squat down just a couple of inches, very slowly. So begin to squat, weight on your heels, and notice how your lower back begins to open up, especially if you push your tailbone forward like it's tucking underneath you a little bit. And feel that lower back opening, just going down a couple of inches, opening up the Ming Men right opposite the navel. This is the gate of life. And now scoop tailbone forward even more and place your mind on the top of your head and lift the crown of the head as though it's actually being pulled up from above. Your body being raised from above. I like to roll my shoulders back and down a little, very slightly at the end, but it's a kind of feeling of opening up my chest. Let's do another micro squat. Squatting down a couple of inches, tailbone forward, open up Ming Men, gate of life, wide open. Allowing Qi to pour into your belly. And then scooping tailbone forward and lifting from the crown, coming up, circling shoulders, just a very small movement, feeling it inside the shoulder joints. The chest opens and relax. relax. Let's do one more. Squatting down, opening up the lower back. Feeling the chi, imagine it pouring into your belly. And then scooping tailbone and lifting from the crown, coming up. Opening the chest, relaxing, relaxing. So now on the next squat, you can go down as far as is comfortable for you. Keep your knees together. It's really helpful, if you can. If they're separated out, that's fine. Just make sure your feet are parallel and your knees are going over your feet, but not in front of your toes. So if you can have your knees together, it's very supportive for your knees. Keep your feet flat on the floor throughout the whole practice. There's no lifting up of your heels. And I really want to emphasize, there's no need to go all the way down. Some of us can only go down a few inches, and that's absolutely fine. You want to start where you are. If you do this practice every day, which I'm going to suggest you do with the whole practice, when I've taught it all to you, I'm going to suggest you just do 3 a day. Make a commitment to just do 3. You may do more, but 3 a day, we can all do that. But if you do that, what's going to start to happen is your lower back is going to open up, then your middle back will open up, and your upper back will open up, and your whole spine will become open. And a healthy spine is a healthy human being. Well, it's a healthy being, actually. Any spine that's all opened creates health. So this is powerful in itself. So we're going to go down just as far as feels right for you today. It's not a competition. Just really be sure that you're not going into that old pattern of pushing. We do not want to do that. Yes, sometimes doing these practices is a little uncomfortable, and that's all right. It's all right to be a little uncomfortable as you are coming up against those stuck places. But don't go into pain, and don't push yourself beyond what your body wants to do. Listen to your body. Really listen. Okay, lecture over. Now we'll do the practice. Feeling your feet flat, earth gates are wide open, connecting deeply with the earth. Crown of the head is lifted, weights on the heels, and we begin to squat down, opening up the Ming Men, going down just as far as is comfortable for you. And then lifting from the crown and scooping the tailbone forward as you come up. Rolling shoulders back a little. Relaxing. Now we'll add a little visualization to it. Squatting down. Imagine, go down with your mind through all the layers of the earth, down to the center of the earth, into all that powerful, concentrated life force, and bring the power of life up. Imagine it coming up through your feet, up your legs. Imagine it moving through your whole body, your spine, coming up through your neck and into your head. You can use your hands to guide. Go to the center of the head and then connect with the entire universe. Let the hands float down Feeling yourself opening and expanding, totally relaxed, just allowing. There's no effort in this, just an allowing. And so you're unfolding yourself, and revealing your true inner nature. So we're going to do the visualization, and this time we're going to add the tightening of the body. So I'm going to talk about it first, and then we're going to do it together. Actually, we'll just do it together. I'll talk you through it. So squatting down, your mind's going down through all the layers of the earth to the center of the earth. You're merging with all that energy, the abundant chi, the loving chi, Mother Earth's always giving to us. Connecting with that loving energy, that loving life force, and bringing it up, coming up and into your feet. Now curl your toes under you as you bring the energy into your feet, and draw it up through your ankles, your lower legs, tightening as you go. Knees, thighs, coming up into the base of the body and squeezing the perineum. All those little muscles, squeezing your butt muscles and drawing it up, squeezing the core of your abdomen. Feel that core of the upper abdomen squeezing. In your chest, it's squeezing, your shoulder blades coming together behind you, squeezing. Up through your neck, tuck your chin tightly, squeeze. And it's almost like you're pushing the energy up into your brain. Up through your body, into your brain. Make fists with your hands as it goes right into the center of your brain. And then connect with the entire universe. And open your fists, open up your whole body, relax. Make sure your feet are uncurled, relax, open, open, open. Relaxing into openness. So remembering your intention, we're going to add the breath to this eventually, but I want first to do this a couple of times like this so you really get the feeling of what's happening in the body and squeeze all the different parts of your body. The more that we can squeeze and contract, this is following the principle of actually going into the contraction, going into the pain, going into the disease, not avoiding it, which of course is our habit, and it's completely a human thing. But we're reversing that. We're going into it and contracting even more and activating the wholeness, the potential that's within the tightness. And then we release all resistance at the top, and we open into the universe, and we become the universe. So we're going to do it again, and remembering what our intention is. Our intention to connect with all that unconsciously held energy from the past, these old patterns, old conditioning that was passed on down to us. And we do this on behalf of our relatives, all the ones who came before and all the ones who are coming after. Our ancestors and our descendants, not just our blood ancestors and our descendants, but those we've been close to, those we have connections with. And we do this beyond even those. We do this for the whole of humanity. We're programming the field with this healing information, and it's available for all of humanity to tap into. Every time we do this practice, we make it easier for others to heal. That's a beautiful thought to have, and can inspire you to practice even when you think you don't want to. You are making a difference. You're making a contribution to the transformation of consciousness on this planet at this critical time. So we'll do the squat with movement and visualization again. Coming into our Qigong posture. We're relaxing into it. The weight's on our heels. And we squat down. Our mind's going down through all the layers, the energy layers of Mother Earth, to the center, to the concentration of life force, the power of life, and drawing the power of life up through all the layers and into the feet. Curl the toes under, squeeze, up through the lower legs, knees, thighs, into the perineum, squeeze, into the belly, squeeze the core muscles, tightening the muscles of the chest, shoulder blades coming together, making fists as you bring the energy up through the neck, touch in, and into the head. The energy now is neutral and nourishing all the brain cells. Go to the center of the brain and connect with the whole universe. And squeeze tighter, tighter. And then let go. Let go. And feel inside. Feel the opening. As you merge with all that is, unified with the entire universe. And feel your body clear. Feel the belly hollow. Imagine your whole body now is hollow and transparent. Imagining yourself as you saw yourself in the mirror in your mind. This being of radiance, light, and feeling the joy of knowing and feeling yourself as this radiance. So now we're going to do the squat with the movement and the visualization and the squeezing. And we're going to do it significantly faster because we're going to use breath. So when you go down to the center of the earth and you begin to come up and you draw the energy, as you're drawing the energy into your feet and curling your toes under, you're breathing in. And then breathe in all the way up your body as you squeeze and squeeze tighter and tighter, breathing in, breathing in, breathing in, bringing the energy and the breath all the way up to the center of the brain, connecting with the entire universe, and hold your breath. And then you open. You let the breath go. And you don't need to wait until I do it. If you need to let the breath go before I do, that's absolutely fine. I don't want you passing out. And just notice what happens when we add the breath. So we'll be doing it a little faster. I won't be giving you so much guidance up the body, but you know where to go. Your body already has had this happen several times. It knows what to do. So coming into the Qigong posture, feeling yourself aligned and ready. Your intention is strong. Each one of us is creating a powerful field, a powerful collective field with our mutual intention. It's unifying the field, unifying this potential to completely release the causes of dis-ease, going right back to the source of when they began, right back into that unconsciously held pattern of energy in the abdomen, in the kidney system. And imagining yourself as the radiant being of light. This is what we're creating with our practice. Actually not creating, we're simply revealing what's already there. Our true nature being revealed. And squatting down, all the way down to the center of the earth, into that fiery life force. Imagine molten lava, raw chi, the origins of all manifestation are here. And then drawing up that power into your feet, squeeze and bring in the breath all the way up the body. Squeezing even more. Your mind's connecting to the entire universe, squeezing. And releasing. Relaxing and noticing. Notice if there's any place in your body that's still contracted. And simply put your mind there lovingly. Allowing it to effortlessly open up. Feeling the whole body open. The whole body grateful to be returned to its natural state, a state of grace. This radical connection with all that is. Complete absence of separation and otherness. It's all one. all one love. Feeling yourself as this one love. Imagining us all 40 of us, as these beautiful light beings in a big circle, non-local circle. Imagine all these beings walking slowly into the middle of the circle. They all merge. We all merge into one being of light, with our strong intention to heal the cause of all dis-ease in ourselves, in each other, bringing in those who are our family and our friends who are suffering, just consciously bringing them in as beings of light, walking in to this one being of light that we all are. Gather them all in, all your loved ones, all those who need help at this time. Attracting them, drawing them to this energy that we are. And doing the squat with visualization and breath as one being, one radiant being. Squatting down, down, down to the center of the earth, merging with the power of life, the loving life force coming up through all the layers, into the feet, and use the breath and pressure, squeezing all the way up. Shoulder blades together. Tuck chin. Go to the center of the brain. Connect with the whole universe. And hold it. Noticing and preparing as one being, doing the squat again with visualization and breath. Squatting down, down, down. Connecting, merging with the power, the presence of Mother Earth, the concentration of her abundant chi of all life, concentrated, and drawing it up into your feet with the breath coming up. Squeezing, holding, letting go. Checking around your body, the expansiveness of your body, without any boundary, simply sensations, noticing if there's any contraction, breathing into that place with love and kindness, compassion, letting it effortlessly unfold in its own time, being patient. Feeling emptiness, clarity, quietness, silence. And we'll do one more as one being with a strong intention that we, as the universal human being, go deep into the patterns of shock and trauma of all of humanity, and draw it out with the loving, powerful energy of the earth supporting the transformation. We draw that energy up through the spine, healing the spine, opening the spine as we go. The whole core of the being contracted, going deep into the core of the being as we squeeze and breathe up into the brain. And then we connect the center of the brain with the vast open field, the presence of awareness that we are. We hold the breath. We hold the tension, squeezing more. And then we release. We let go of the chronic unconscious holding in the body. Let's go effortlessly for all of humanity. We practice with our sincere hearts open to all life, feeling our deep, deep longing to contribute, feeling that deep, deep longing in all of us coming together into a powerful intention to move beyond the past, to let go of past fear and anger and hatred, into a new way of being on this earth, revealing a new kind of human being. As new DNA is awakened in us all. New possibilities for knowing ourselves as love, embodying love. And squatting down, down, down to the center of the earth. Merging with the vitality, the aliveness, the power, and drawing that all up into our feet. Curl your toes and begin to breathe, squeezing. Still keeping 50% of your awareness inside, feeling the vast open spaciousness inside as you open your eyes and make your way to sitting down. Gently close your eyes. All your attention now inside, placing your hands over your navel. Make sure the center of the palm of the first hand is right over your navel, and the center of the palm of the second hand is right over the first hand. So your human gates are stacked over your navel, connecting your navel to your Ming Men on the spine, right opposite your navel. And imagining a second pair of hands over your Ming Men. And now beginning to circle the palms with very small, very slow circles, going first to the left and up and to the right and down. Continuing to circle, imagining a spiral. Spiraling in your navel, in your Mingmen. And the hollow space between the navel and the Mingmen is spiraling too. Empty. Abdomen empty. Just spiraling energy. Imagining the pair of hands spiral slowly into the middle and dissolve into the spiral, which becomes a spiral galaxy, spiraling in the middle of the abdomen, filling this emptiness with light, with the power of creation. With each spiral of this galaxy, spiraling inside this universe inside you, the entirety of the universe lights up brighter and brighter. This light of all possibilities for awakening and healing. Spiraling inside, illuminating inside. Pausing and spiraling the other way. Imagining the whole belly area inside a vast universe of light, And as though this spiraling movement is sculpturing the light, imagine a kidney, a left kidney, emerging into form. A kidney brightly lit up from inside, with the adrenal gland on top, also brightly lit up. Imagine playfully doing your best to see this kidney, this left kidney, three-dimensionally, transparent, filled with radiant light. Pausing and reversing, and out of the light emerges a right kidney. Coming into form, a perfect right kidney, and right adrenal coming into form too. Spiraling light into these forms. The right kidney, the right adrenal, illuminated. Now visualizing both kidneys and both adrenals. Three-dimensional, transparent, filled with shimmering light. Feeling the well-being in this radiance. Healthy kidneys, healthy, balanced adrenals. Young organs and glands, functioning optimally well. Pausing and reversing the rotation. Visualizing the energy reproductive organs slowly fading into form, becoming more clear. Filled with light. Sensing the health the balanced energy in these organs. Feeling into the deeper dimensions of these organs. These organs of immense creativity that give birth to life. Give birth to wisdom, creativity. Pausing, reversing, and imagining in this vast universe inside you, the urinary system, the bladder, appearing, illuminated, healthy bladder, whole system functioning normally, optimally. Pausing, and connecting with the bone marrow in the bones. Imagine the bone marrow taking form, glistening, seeing inside the bone marrow with our perception beyond the five senses, seeing the new blood cells of the immune system, coming into form, and taking one blood cell of the immune system, holographically representing all the cells, and spiraling through the membrane, around inside the membrane, the brain of the cell, lit up, perfect membrane, going deeper into the cell, into the mitochondria, these little power plants of energy in the cells. Seeing the mitochondria perfect, going deeper still into this immune system cell, into the nucleus. Into the DNA, and switching on the expression of the proteins. And just the right combination. Balancing, harmonizing the entire immune system. A brand new immune system. Powerfully sensitive, responsive, capable, pausing and reversing. A new kidney system, fully appearing in form. Feeling every cell in the body responding to the new kidney system. Every cell being strengthened now. Every cell coming back online. And harmonizing. Those cells that had isolated themselves, lost contact with the community, opening out of isolation and reconnecting with the entire community of trillions of cells. This great community. Feeling all your cells welcoming. Welcoming back. The cells that had lost themselves, lost their true nature, lost sight of what they are. Little waves of love, cooperating, collaborating with all the other little waves of love. Sometimes transforming into a particle of love, and then back to a wave. All your cells knowing their true nature now, all your cells. their fundamental being, love. Making the circles even smaller and even slower. Movement barely perceptible. Mind goes right into the middle. And coming to stillness. And still with your eyes closed, begin to move your body as you're seated however it wants to move, however the chi wants to move through you. Through your shoulders, your neck and spine, through your hips. Slow movement so you can really follow. As you open perhaps deeper places that have been stuck. You can use your arms and hands, your whole spine and back. Feel your arms and hands are floating in the chi. And then come into stillness again. You might still feel a little movement in the stillness. Feeling them both. The movie and the screen. All the objects that arise in awareness. And the ever-present background of awareness. Of this pure consciousness. That's beyond the dimension of time and space. That is impersonal, and yet so intimate, closer than close, and loving in the sense that it knows no separation. One with everything. Unconditional love. And just as we all collectively brought into being a new, young, healthy kidney system. Let's open up the entire energy body to this unconditional love that is pure potential, that has the capacity to transform all the systems in the body, the organs, all the tissues, and the bones. So very mindfully, keeping awareness at least 50% of your attention inside as you slowly open your eyes, feeling inside, and then moving slowly and mindfully to standing position for those who would like to do the practice moving. Your feet at shoulder width apart. Open up the earth gates by moving your toes up and down, stretching your toes out, feeling the center of your palms, the center of your soles of your feet. Actually, you can do this with your palms too. Spreading your fingers out and stretching at the same time as your toes. Opening up the earth gates in the feet, the human gates in the hands, connecting with your heart. Feeling your heart, checking in with your heart. How's it doing? Listening to the wisdom of the heart. The intelligence of the heart. The heart has its own brain, separate from the brain in the head. The heart knows things, but the mind, the finite mind, doesn't. So stopping the movement and feeling the opening in the feet and the hands and the heart. Feeling the heart opening. The heart's deep desire to contribute being revealed. And the heart loving this body, this vehicle for the divine, for the infinite, for the source, for love to pour through. The heart loving this body just as it is. Feeling compassion for the places that are calling for attention. Perhaps have been calling for a long time. making the commitment to listen to the body, to the wisdom of the body. The heart embracing the entire body, all the challenges, the uncomfortable and the comfortable, the known and the unknown, all embraced by the heart. Feeling the energy open inside you and all around you. Allowing your energy arms and hands to float up in the energy field in front of you in an oval shape. The fingers pointing in towards each other. The tiger's mouth, the space between the thumb and the first fingers open. Relaxing, resting your energy hands in this field as though resting on a balloon of energy supporting you. Placing your attention beneath your feet, connecting to the power and the presence of Mother Earth and her abundant life force. Imagine all the forms of life available, their energy available to you beneath your feet. And begin to rotate slowly to the left. This energy coming up like a fountain through the gates in the feet, into the ankle joints, through the lower legs, spiraling into the knee joints, up through the thighs, thigh bones, into the hip joints, spiraling, coming into the tailbone, a fountain of chi going up the spine, opening up the lower back, middle back, upper back, opening up the shoulders, neck, pausing, taking the attention to the center of the brain, the center of consciousness, connecting with the entire field of consciousness. That light pouring back into the brain, into all the brain cells, into the center, concentrating into the center. And now flowing down through the neck, filling the whole neck with light, shoulders, upper back, middle, lower, chest, abdomen, pelvis, down through the legs, lighting them up into the feet and into the earth. And rotating the earth's energy coming up and opening up all the joints, all the tissues, the ligaments, the tendons, up through the spine, up through all the organs, opening them all up. Shoulders, neck, into the head, connecting with the entire universe, drawing back the light into the center of the head, and then this flood of light pouring down, filling the upper body, the lower body, down the legs, into the feet, the energy of the earth coming up as you rotate to the left again, into the feet, filling the legs, the pelvis, the abdomen, chest, shoulders, neck, throat, head. The entire universe pouring its light into the center of the brain, and that light flooding down, a torrent of pure potential, lighting up the upper body, lower body, lighting up the legs and the feet, circling around to the right, the earth's energy rising up through the feet, through the legs, up through the pelvis, into all the organs opening up through the shoulders, relaxing, into the throat and head, and out to infinity. Infinity comes back into the center of the head and flows down freely, effortlessly, down through the whole upper body, lighting it up, lower body, down through the legs, into the feet, down into the earth, deep, deep to the center, drawing up raw chi, up this great fountain, up through the legs, filling the whole pelvic area with aliveness, with life force in the belly, in all the organs, into the chest, shoulders, up into the head, connecting beyond time, space, relaxing into the field, into the loving energy, the peace, the joy, the fulfillment, coming back into the center of the head and activating. As it goes down the body, it activates the love, the joy, the peace in the upper body, in the organs, in the bones, the lower body, in the organs, in the bones, and down inside the legs, in the bones, the feet, and down into the earth, coming forward and relaxing, feeling earth and heaven unifying inside you, drawing up the earth chi, bringing down the heavenly chi. As we continue with the practice, adding how la, how as we chant how as we go to the back, and la as we come forward, and really feeling that all is well. Despite all the stories we've told ourselves, all the challenges, we know in our hearts, the heart's intelligence, we know in our bones, we know all is unimaginably okay, and it's all getting better on the relative dimension, because we are continually connecting with the source, knowing ourselves as this loving energy, getting better. To the left, how Howla, 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 howla. Around the other side. Howla, 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 howla. Coming forward, relaxing, energy shoulders, relaxing, noticing the uncomfortable and the comfortable. Just noticing where there is stuck energy, feeling tightness. Imagining the chi flowing into these places. Lifting hands up slowly above the head. Opening the hands out. Opening arms out. Opening to the entire universe. Connecting with all the potential. All the possibilities of transforming ourselves. And drawing that energy into a great ball of transformative energy above the head. Imagining yourself as the universal human being. All of us merging along with all those we brought in. All of us coming together into this one being, hollow, transparent, holding this big ball of light above us. This is the potential to change at the deepest level, transform all dimensions, the mental, the emotional, and finally, the physical, the most dense, bringing the subtlest of energy, pure light, clear light, coming down, guiding it with our hands through the top of the head of the universal human being, pouring that light into the brain, holding the light in the brain. Imagining the brain, every part of the brain being illuminated, and opening the hands out just a couple of inches, opening up that light in the brain, opening up the entire energy brain to the entire universe, and gathering the universe back into the brain. Kai means open. Ha, gather inside. Kai. Ha. Kai. Ha. Kai. Ha. Placing hands in front of the eyes, connecting with the eyeballs, the eye sockets, the entire eye, connecting with vision, and opening up the energy of the eyes, opening up to seeing beyond normal vision, to supernatural vision, gathering the infinite into the eyes, seeing with the eyes of love. Kai. Ha. Kai. Ha. Kai. Ha. Placing hands by ears, opening up the ears beyond normal hearing to supernatural hearing, hearing with the ears of love. Kai. Ha. Kai. Ha. Kai. Kai. Ha. And drawing down this transformative light into the heart, hands in front of your heart, feeling the openness of your heart. Feeling the love. Feeling the inner contentment. And opening it up, expanding that love, that contented joy, a deep inner sense of fulfillment, expanding out. As the universal human being, we expand this energy out of love and joy to every being on this planet, into Mother Earth, into all her life forms, sincerely, with commitment and strong intention. And gathering back the love of the earth for all of us, the web of life. Opening out to the web, offering ourselves this pure love, this joy, and gathering back, strengthening our commitment, strengthening our sense of ourselves as love and joy. Kai. Ha. Kai. Ha. Kai. Ha. And drawing the light down into the belly, visualizing, sensing, feeling that pulsating ball of pure chi, pure light in the core of your being, the core of all of our beings, this one being, the universal human being, connecting all of us together into this one being, into the core of the one being, feeling the strength in the core, the steadiness, the groundedness, and opening out to all the gifts and blessings of the universe, and gathering in, strengthening the core even more. Kai. Ha. 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 Bringing your hands slowly to your navel. Connecting with your mind to the center. Resting into the center, into the core. Into the strong energy, the power in the center of the universal human being. Deeply connected down through the energy legs and feet, down through all the layers of the energy field of Mother Earth to her dantian, to her core, feeling the core of the universal human being merging with the core of the earth. All that abundant, loving life force in the center. Allowing the hands to fall gently to the sides. Still feeling the center of the abdomen, the power, the chi. And still feeling inside as you open your eyes slowly. And making your way to sitting or lying. Making yourself very comfortable. Placing your hands back on your navel. And noticing your breathing. Noticing if it's a little slower and deeper after practice. Imagining the breath coming in through the navel, filling the belly, and then pouring out the back through the Mingmen. And then drawing in the breath from behind, from beneath, through the Mingmen, into the belly, and out through the navel. Continuing to breathe. As though you are the universe, breathing life into this appearance of form. Fully waking up this form to life. Allow the breathing to be easy. If you lose focus, just gently bringing your mind and breath back. Feeling this flow of energy with the breath. Opening up these gates. The navel and the Mingmen. The flow of chi filling the belly and then emptying out. This beautiful rhythm of the entire universe. This focus into the belly, strengthening the organs in the belly, the kidney system, breathing in and out of the kidney system. Use the kidneys as representative of the whole system. Breathing in and out of the kidneys. And then switching your attention to the digestive system, the stomach, pancreas, intestines, and colon. Breathing into these organs and breathing out. Imagine the organs transparent, breathing in light, and emptying out, and breathing in, empty, strengthening the functioning of these organs with source energy, awakening their potential, and then letting go of the visualization, just breathing normally, naturally, relaxing, relaxing. Making circles to the left, up, to the right, and down, continuing the spiral inside, concentrating, doing your best. And the other way, keeping it slow and focused, strengthening the dantian, strengthening the physical capacity of the body. Increasing the abundance of chi in the body. Nourishing all the cells. Empowering all the cells in the body to their full capacity to work on behalf of life. Making the circles smaller, slower, until you come to stillness. And feeling our hearts, feeling the gratitude for this opportunity to be together. Our gratitude for our lives, for this practice, for all the wisdom traditions, and all the teachers, and all the practitioners. Gratitude to each other for the wonderful support. And gratitude to ourselves for showing up so fully. We dedicate this practice and all practice to the well-being, the peace, the joy, the safety, the nourishment, and the care of all beings. Allah. I want to thank you all so much for joining us. It's so wonderful to be with you. I had meant to leave time for questions, and the chief field had something else in mind. So we didn't have that, but you've all got my email. And if there are questions, particularly about the new practice, you're very welcome to email me and I'll answer the best I can. So have a beautiful rest of your weekend. And I hope you can join us this week for practice. We're going to Zoom on Monday, the Monday morning practice. And we'll have Zoom on Wednesday and Thursday. And the following week, we have, in addition to those classes, we have a healing for the world on Monday night. So I hope you can join me for all or any of it, and have a beautiful day. Love you all. Bye for now.